picture everything you're fighting for.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another round of matches for NAUSL. I am Albatross, joined by my co-caster, Enrage. Enrage, say hello.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are bringing you GCC versus NMSU. They will be playing on Consulate and Coastline tonight. Some pretty good picks as far as I'm aware. They are rather unique as far as this league's picking rate goes, but I'm interested to see what these two teams have to bring.
It being not Border in Oregon is very exciting. It's always nice to see some variation in maps.
Still seeing the standard Villa ban, however. But
I mean, we've seen it played maybe twice so far this season. I want to say it's teams have at least utilized it. I would like to see it played more though, as it is a very competitive map.
for sure. However, we did actually see both Border and Oregon get banned, which was, not gonna lie, it was pretty nice.
Also, very surprising as well.
Definitely.
You don't usually see that from the teams.
For sure, and it's two comfort maps that everyone seems to really have like a good time on as well.
Absolutely.
Well, getting started here on Consulate, it will be GCC defending, NMSU attacking. They will be starting off with the ban phase. First ban here will be Jackal coming on the board, or coming off of the board, excuse me. That will remove the attacker's ability to find any sort of roamers via the footprints that Jackal's Inox finds.
See what NMSU ends up banning as this. Excuse me. As this is GCC's map, they quite possibly might be a lot more of a targeted ban.
Choosing to take out the Ying here, that might actually hurt them a bit more than it helps, unless that is that target ban you were talking about. Ying does have a lot of push potential with those Candela devices.
Absolutely.
Especially for assaulting especially the basement site, and also being able to hot breach onto second floor if you time out those Candelas well enough.
Especially on a map like Consulate, where a lot of time it's decided by very quick active pushes towards the end, where Ying is a lot stronger. I will say that this is interesting considering that NMSU is attacking first, as a Ying would normally help them quite a bit.
Seeing the Legion band was probably a good idea on their part, just to take out that pretty large annoyance that Legion provides the defenders, not to mention the intel that he provides with those goo mines as well. Being able to take those off the board makes them not have to run any sort of major anti-gadget thing such as IQ.
Absolutely. Legion overall has been banned quite a bit in this league so far, and in Pro League as well. He has ended up as, well, when both Legion and Ella came out, Ella was considered to be the most annoying operator from that. I say annoying. The strongest operator out of that batch. And we've seen over time Ella's kind of fallen off, and Ying and Legion have kind of come into their own and become very, very strong picks on their own.
Absolutely. And then the Clash band to round it off, overall I'd say that's pretty standard. Clash can be a pretty major annoyance, and that new test server patch hasn't actually come out yet, so Clash is still in a pretty decent spot as far as her standing on the defense roster goes.
Still incredibly strong, and also just a lot of teams just don't like to deal with her, which quite frankly makes sense. She's very, very good at delaying, especially in 1v1 scenarios where she can just kite you backwards and get around a corner, quickly swap to the pistol, and quite possibly get a kill if you're not ready for it. We'll see GCC take this upstairs first. Something that we've seen kind of come into prominence in later seasons. Most teams used to favor the basement going into garage first. But CEO is definitely taken over as the favored site for a lot of teams, at least in competitive play.
With the introduction of Maverick and that consulate map buff that came out with this season, that also changed up the meta a bit as well.
Absolutely.
Not being able to bandit and mute trick the garage door really demolished it.
Tags will just rush into Visa office, finding Scott's already gets completely off guard, but he'll get finished by a Capkin trap.
Good pick by Lucky there onto Vigil. That was a very nice little quick take there. Claymore going down will block the hallway from anyone trying to sneak up on him.
Well, we've essentially equalized now, as they've lost the element of surprise. Europe will be hanging out now in this admin office, taking each other. GCC will just kind of concede that to them, not really playing to defend that. An interesting choice, even castling off the doorway, just trying to slow down the attacker's progress. But with NMSU running a Lion, their attack here should go quite well, as this gives them a lot of pressure just from the gadget alone. We'll see another frag come off. There goes the Buck. I believe that was shooting below? Or is that on white stairs? I'm not quite sure, but nonetheless, Jetty will find him. And there goes that vertical pressure that we most likely would have seen attacking up into projector room. Now 3-3 in favor of the defenders, as they have plenty of time to work with and plenty of HP. Well, whereas the attackers have a lot to gain. They don't even have any sort of foothold on the site. Very little in the building on top of that. But the Jaeger will fall all the way from long desk.
Good pick by Fear up there. Going to be opening up the wall, allowing that Thermite to place his Exo charge there and get that section wall open. However, putting it on the soft wall, not a smart idea. Getting shot off immediately by Jed.
Well played by Jed, but he'll just get overrun by just the aggression coming from NMSU. And Europe will find the last kill, ending the Capkin. And he got pretty close there towards the end, but NMSU was able to execute onto the site and take care of the defense. Excuse me. Moving forward, we'll see whether or not GCC can start to pick something up here. This will be their second defending round. They'll go downstairs into cafeteria, wanting to switch things up, and an interesting choice.
Choosing to bring a slightly different setup here, bringing Zofia and Sledge instead of the previous Thatcher. Switching off of Sledge back onto Buck. Probably more of an appreciated operator, especially attacking that basement site. Being able to open up Piano is a huge advantage and get sightlines onto anyone that's playing on both the raised back side of Garage or on the garage door itself.
Absolutely. It's quite possible that NMSU even predicted the basement hold in the last round, bringing that Buck to use in Piano. But we'll see them show the blitz and pick off onto a Thatcher. That's an interesting choice. But Thatcher's quite strong on this map. But at least you had a Maverick. I don't know. I didn't quite see if they picked off. They did. Never mind. In that case, yes, Thatcher is definitely a very strong operator to have for attacking in the basement or the upstairs. It helps deal with the Elemines as well that the defenders showed. Of course, that will be switched off of in favor of Mute. I like Mute on this map for denying information.
Definitely, and having the Mute Maestro combo is a really good way to shut down any sort of drone play that the attackers might try to use to get through that basement.
Also, just like there are a lot of places where Mute can put his jammers that are very safe. And that can deny very important avenues of approach for drones. So for example, like in the small office in that corner facing towards the double door, or like on the yellow stairs. For example, just denying a lot of free information that the attackers would normally have to utilize. We'll see Lucky Good already pushing out towards the garage. Angled Grip Thermite, an interesting choice. I didn't do it. Ooh, already Tags will just frag again at the start of the round. Is that the same person as in the first? I'm not quite. Suppressor R4C will now get very aggressive pushing into this. We'll find one flank. Old Grey Hunter will find one kill. There goes Tags, but the Buck will get lit up significantly. Well, I believe that was actually his teammate trying to fight onto Jetty. But Jetty will find Fear Up in return. There goes the Zofia. Essentially, Ash and slightly better Ash will both fall immediately in this round. 3-3 once more.
One thing to note here as well is that Maestro did actually go down immediately. Jedi picking up one. I believe that's Scott's picking up a second. It's down to just BLT. we'll see if he really has what it takes.
We'll see if his crust is robust enough.
Absolutely.
He does have a diffuser. That is at least something, as he will be able to plant here if the defenders do not stop him. But we'll see Scots look to see where the Thatcher has gone off to. Anderson will come onto the wall and he'll chase the Thatcher out. No, he'll stay, and Jedi will find him with the MPX. I believe that was a 4K for Jedi? 3K?
I believe so.
I don't know why I'm saying Jedi. Jedi sounds better. Jedi.
Overall, it seems like the Force was too powerful for that bacon, lettuce, tomato combo.
Could you not?
Sorry.
Don't try it! I have the tomato.
Going back onto defense here, they're going to be trying their best on second floor again. Going to be switching it up and making that hopefully work out for them this time around. Bringing more of a basement-style setup to the upper floors might be an interesting choice. However, it could work out in their favor if they have a decent plan set up for it. Switching off of Mira onto Jaeger, probably a much more efficient choice of gadget for second floor, being able to deny any sort of smoke or grenade pushes.
Surprised to see Faco switch off of the Capito onto the Thatcher
to locate and defuse bombs.
for attacking the upstairs, because they do know very clearly that GCC did win the downstairs. They will most likely be bringing this back up to console office. But nonetheless, the Thatcher, obviously, like we said previously, is still very strong. It's good at countering the significant number of deployables
Discovered the location of a bomb.
for the defenders. Obviously, the line will help them get some initiative as well on the attack. We've seen a lot of aggression come out from NMSU so far in this series. We'll see if they're able to maintain this in the third
10
round.
seconds remaining.
Absolutely, those Ash rushes have been just devastating. Being able to pick one off and really just throw out any sort of like setup hold that the defenders had
Attackers recovered the bomb.
really put GCC in a bad
Attackers
spot.
are moving to defuse a bomb.
Let's see if moving forward. It seemed as though, I will say that GCC is kind of caught on to this early aggression that we've seen from NMSU so often. But we'll see. Lucky could find a kill onto the Capkin already in the round, just being completely caught off guard. Fear will find yet another one as well. There goes Jedi. Jedi, why are you there? Three members still left standing for the defenders with barely 30 seconds off the clock.
That's very unfortunate timing as well.
Also, just a good use of early initiative from NMSU, just to take control of large swaths of the map, trying to stop them in their tracks.
Absolutely.
Gots will find one frag. There goes the Thatcher off the board, but the Thermite will be there to quickly get the refrag. But that was lucky good again. The second kill so far on the round.
Having
Push
two
into the
repelled.
bathroom here. We'll see happening right now. We'll see two members from GCC run back into the bathroom to equalize against the two members on the window. An interesting choice, but I suppose. Lion's Roar #1 will ring out, trying to stop the defenders from being able to make their rotations happen. We'll see we'll see the Thermite and tags below try to push up by themselves. Going to take some initiative onto the site and get control of the top of Spiral. I'd like to see where the Buck is right now, though. We saw him below previously. No, he's on yellow stairs now. Trying to take control of the console office, but Dish will find him. One will swing in, and Fury will get the double frag onto both the Echo and the Jaeger, just not ready for the Zofia to push in. You heard it coming. Echo wasn't on his drone as well. Okay.
Jaeger was preoccupied with the Buck that was on yellow stairs. Overall, that was a bit of a bait from the Zofia. However, it did end up winning them the round, so success is success at the end of the day.
Well, we'll see if GCC is able to pick something up. I mean, like, they did quite well in the basement. So after this round, they will be able to go back, but we will see them now go upstairs once more. I feel as though it might do them well to want to switch off of this upstairs and maybe go for the new split site or something that they're more comfortable with, because at least so far this does not appear to be working all that well for them.
Not very well, no. However, bringing the Maverick onto second floor might actually hurt NMSU more than it would help them. Maverick not really having a lot of spots that he can actually blowtorch into on the top floor.
I would agree. We'll see how this works out as we do. It's it's very similar overall. GCC's operators they picked to defend. I've noticed that Jedi doesn't really stick to one operator. He's played a different operator every single round so far in this series, which I think is a little interesting. Now on the smoke, previously I believe he was on the Maestro. I also want to mention that Tag, who in the past has been a very aggressive Ash player for NMSU, has opted to switch off of that onto a Maverick. Honestly, the guns handle pretty similarly, but they're very different roles.
Yeah,
they can be very different roles.
The fact that they share the 3-speed 1 armor is what kind of puts people off from Maverick as well. Seeing a hot breacher whose role is to kind of play back, play safe, and just make sightlines for their team is a really interesting role to give to a 3-speed as well.
Very true indeed. I like this.
A bomb has been located.
I like that they're trying to switch things up, but I feel as though... Sorry, I like the GCC trying to switch things up, but I feel as though they kind of lock themselves into the operators that they want to play, because the lack of specialization from Jedi, for example, is going to hurt them, as it makes it harder to make strats around having, you know, X, Y, and Z operators. We will see one frag come out already. There goes Zofia. I believe that was Fear Up. I can't quite read it as the resolution is not fantastic, but that's okay. Mishtan will lie in wait, catch off the man beating on the castle barricade. This Kapkan plays in very interesting positions, often catching the attackers off guard, but not today. Lucky Good will find one kill, and he will have a friend up. And the other one I couldn't quite see. I believe that was a Twitch, finding a kill for himself as well.
Scott's
Both
picking off BLT. A little bit
eating that bacon sandwich.
Absolutely, just devouring it, not ready for that yellow stair push at all.
Like, you can't have a name like BLT and not have it memed on, let's be honest here. Tags will find a roamer. There goes the Vigil off the board, now leaving 200 left standing on the site. And Jedi, and we'll see Scott's playing from the other side as well. At least they have decent side coverage, wanting to play from two different angles. We'll see Thermite, that's not even Thermite. The helmet was Thermite's. My mistake. We'll see the castle still hang out inside of the console office, possibly getting it down as well. I couldn't quite, no, just very, very low and very, very low. What was, I guess?
Ooh, a bit of a pre-smoke there down the angle. However, Tag's picking up Scott's. It's
Last
just down to Jedi.
Jedi trying to hold out. The attackers have a lot of time left on the board though, and there goes his last toxic babe, and we'll try to fall back directly into the 1911 of Tags, and he will get picked up as well. And NMSU using this aggression very, very well, timing it, working together to make this push happen all at once, opening up the wall. Tags, of course, not pushing too early, waiting for his team to be ready to go. Of course, it will win them the round.
This is the last round that GCC actually has here to play on the defense side of the map before they switch over to offense. They might be a bit more prepared on the offensive side of this map. However, by picking the map, they did give up the ability to choose which side they play first.
Absolutely. We'll of course see what GCC has planned for attack here in one more round. This is their last defending round and New Mexico's last attacking round. Chum will opt for the Caveira. I mean, I guess. They also might just show it and 6-pick off. That's also quite possible.
And to his credit, he's been playing a very interesting roam game with the Kapkan that he's played the last few rounds. I believe that using that as Caveira could actually give them a bit more of an edge, just because he seems to catch the attackers off guard. He just can't really capitalize on it. With Caveira, if he manages to catch one of them out and get an interrogation, that could really be the turning point and the momentum that GCC needs to turn this round in their favor.
It's really the map that they're strongest on. Jedi played very well at holding the site in round 2. I'm very interested to see where this Caveira ends up hiding, or where she ends up playing from as the attacker come in, because it actually works very well as to how we've seen NMSU be playing, where they'll send in 2 or 3 on their own and in a very aggressive role to get some early frags. But like a well-timed Caveira flank could completely ruin that if used well.
And just being able to down one of them, even if they get picked up, being at 50 health later means that they don't have the option to win those firefights like they would have had if they just rushed in.
You at least do damage, and you slow them down. You make them more paranoid, so they're less likely to use that aggressive playstyle as well, which is quite helpful when your team is having a hard time dealing with it, which is, I feel as though kind of what we're seeing from GCC so far. The diffuser will get left in spawn for just a little bit. That's okay. As the Thatcher will come back and find that for himself. Thermite now playing on the garage wall. They will have the mute for denial. Obviously, the EMPs will be able to deal with that quite soon. Still reinforcing. I don't like this echo play. Already just kind of hanging out next to the garage door. We'll see the Kavera miss his shots on the repelling in Ash, and he will get a frag. There goes Ditched on, and the threat from the Kavera already off the board. See, Echo's still trying to play in this corner. He will be caught off from his team if Ash stays on that vertical.
Clear.
See whether or not he's able to hang out there, because so especially for an Echo, like you just do not want to be that far forward. It hurts you so much, especially if they get really aggressive and start rushing onto him. There's really nothing that Thermite can do at that point. See, Potshots get taken off, and another frag will come off. There goes the Echo we talked about getting picked up by the Thermite. Just not prepared for the aggression coming out from 556 XI. Jedi will find one frag though for himself. There goes Fear above the board and the Zofia. A very low Thatcher will also be hanging out on the outside of the map. I'm not quite sure who is responsible for hitting him so much, but nonetheless, it's quite healthy. Might will get lit as well. Is this Jedi being really aggressive, or is that... Yeah, Jedi's being very, very aggressive here onto the garage door.
The combo crossfire from Jedi, however, going down to tags, and not going to be a crossfire anymore. But that crossfire setup between Jedi and Scots was rather nice.
Shot from the mute. There goes a down onto the Thatcher. It will, of course, slow down the plant timer, but the defenders have to work it out for them as they are very outnumbered here. The push in from Double Door will not quite get picked off just yet, but he'll find one. VLT with a double frag towards the end.
Sealing the deal for NMSU.
He's leveled up. He now has Mayo.
Switching sides now onto defense for NMSU. We'll put them 3 rounds up here, 4-1.
If he gets 2 more kills, he gets Avocado.
Avocado is a rather strong power-up, however, it will be up to the performance of his team to see whether or not that pays off.
Of course.
Lion,
the other ingredients have to come to fruition.
You have to be present. There's a balance you have to strike.
Absolutely. See, like he's the main dish, you know, the sandwich, and then they're the chips, helping him.
GCC opting to pick.
I'll stop with the sandwich analogy. Anyway, opting away from the Capkin finally. We saw GCC play Capkin quite a bit. I feel as though it's kind of wasted in more competitive levels. As his gadget can just get called out. You know, the communication of droning people in as well can just really shut that down. And we'll see NMSU not go for the Captain, but instead opt away and go onto the Alibi. I'd be interested to see how he utilizes these Prismas to his own advantage.
I'm kind of curious to see why the GCC opted not to choose Lion this round. Lion not being banned gives them really a lot of wiggle room to move around with. I mean, especially during the reveal phase when they saw that a Capkin, a Bandit, a Jaeger, and an Ella, that's 4 roamers on the board. Having Lion to shut that down would have been a much stronger pick than a Thermite.
Even just attacking onto the site, trying to shut down, because like they know that NMSU is going to be aggressive. They've been playing aggressive the entire game. Why are you picking with a pistol? You have a Scorpion.
He wants to. I believe the point is to really show them his dominance with that pistol.
Naturally, narrowly missing. Tags will not find that frag. See the attackers start to come up onto the building. I'm not quite sure what I just watched, but Tag will go for the pistol frag again and will not be able to find that one.
Looks like
See the Thatcher puts plenty of shots back into him. There's so many there's so much aggression coming out from NMSU, but it's not really bearing fruit just yet as the attackers have kind of moved under the guns, if you will. As we talked about, NMSU, like their positioning here is very aggressive.
they're taking up a lot of positions that you wouldn't generally see, and it's not, especially just like what we just saw with Fact Show, just taking out the Thermite. You can't repel into
diffuser as well.
Office. You can't just repel into admin office.
No,
especially not without droning it out.
He very much needed to be droned in there. He will get punished for that.
Sending 3 more teammates there on the window as well.
Get punished for this, as the diffuser is now completely caught out inside of admin office. They'll of course have the frag grenades to help make the push happen, but this is not what you want to see. Why are you repelling in there? Yet another frag will come out. There goes Jedi, And there goes BLT as well. Sorry, BLT will find a frag onto. That was the Gogebic on his own. Last man is Finka, just kind of playing on the window. Just trying to look for one frag, trying to fire it, but Fear will find him. What is happening right now?
That accidental team kill from the finger grenade as well, just very, very unfortunate. It seems like they really fell apart as soon as they lost that diffuser. Sending 3 people repelling on the same window, then going double repel into the room, followed by a team kill frag. That just spiraled downhill very fast.
We'll see moving forward if GCC can make something happen here. This is match point for New Mexico on GCC's map. This is just not where you want to be in Gogebic's shoes right now. But we'll see if they're able to rally. As they do have plenty of time. They have the Lion now. Jedi will opt to play that and help them shut down the more aggressive play. We see double Frenchman. I'm expecting a lot of spawn peaks once more.
Bringing the 2 very heavy boys onto the team will give them a lot of wiggle room for taking a bit more damage as well. Rook giving those armor plates, Doc giving the ability to heal that back up.
See, it's finally happening though in Rage. See, they have the 2 thick baguettes to accompany BLT.
They really wanted to just give him the extra bread he needed to balance out that lettuce and tomato.
Absolutely, because like he's just putting on more and more bacon, you know, getting meaty.
And he really has been the meat and potatoes of his team.
Absolutely. We're pushing this analogy a little bit too far, aren't we?
Possibly, but it's working out for me.
Though. It's worth it. It's working. He doubles down on the analogy. We'll see if that works out for him.
Fear Up just
that happened. What is
demolishing Lucky Good? That is that man off the board.
Rip.
10 seconds left.
That roam game will be punishing.
Invisible. What?
5 seconds
okay.
left.
Well.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
It's like
who's invisible?
I believe the Ella did spawn in invisibly there. However, Fear Up getting the double with the MP5 SD, make that a triple kill. That spawn peak just nasty. GCC not ready at all. Does know where the Zofia is, not able to pick him off. Ditch Tom getting the
last
headshot.
man standing against 3 members right now of NMSU.
He is the last man left. It is up to him to complete the mission. We will see whether or not he can do that. Oh, accompanied by a million mouths, just a moment too soon. Being able to get the frag onto tags.
The over-aggression, though, could really just be the downfall of NMSU. Ooh, narrowly missing. BLT will find the frag on the ditch down. Last man standing for his team is that a million matches? Is that his name?
Million mouths, I believe.
Million mouths. Getting fancy with it.
That Claymore watching the yellow stairs run out.
Falco's he's just thinking about it. He's thinking about hitting BLT with the shot in the back of the head. I wouldn't recommend it.
It's not something you want to do, especially one team kill already into the round.
Especially when round differential matters in this league. It can really hurt you later on. If you're going to throw it in any way.
Absolutely.
BLT trying to pretend to be a Prisma. We'll see if Million Mounds is able to spot that out and counter it.
Depending... And Alibi's Prismas are one of those things that you really need to pay attention to. Does notice that the drone goes down there. Looks like Alibi going to be falling back to her other Prisma, does reveal himself. It's going to be crucial information that he does not want to give away. It looks like Alibi does get stimmed there. We'll be able to take a few more shots to this firefight. Million Mouths making the smart play of disabling that Prisma. Does see it re-enable. Does manage to take it out, but does get tracked in the process. Shooting through the feet.
He'll down the Alibi. Well played.
Alibi.
Trying to fire where he knew he was going to come from, but the Doc will get the revive. He'll miss the stim pistol. No! And the Thatcher will find him now. It's a 1v1 between the Doc and Million Mounds. Kind of down to the wire. Thaco now playing back behind the black car. Thatcher has time to drone, though, if he does have one left. Of course, we are getting towards the end. He will throw the EMP, excuse me. Trying to give himself some extra breathing, but the Doc is just not playing where he thinks he will be, and he'll get the frag as well. Map 1 will go to NMSU.
A very quick wrap-up job by NMSU there, just their overwhelming aggression, really taking them out. Ella not looking too good here.
Okay.
That's
I'm guessing that was the bug.
I would assume that is the reason why.
That is interesting.
To be fair, I would not want that on my team either.
I would agree. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in about 5 minutes as teams do get their bio break in. Of course, I need one as well, so please stay tuned. And we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Now going to our second map, that is Coastline, for our Master Team Gogebic Community College and New Mexico State University. And Reggie, you ready for map 2? I am.
I'm excited to see what they bring to Coastline, honestly. I have some thoughts about what might be brought. On Coastline, we generally see a lot of the more DMR heavy characters, I'd say, like a lot of Blackbeard, some Doki.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of see some more interesting operators than really the other maps use. And speaking of Jackal, he does get banned right there. Jackal, a pretty common pick on this map as it was.
I wonder if the Jackal ban is for a specific person, or if they just don't want to play against Jackal on the map.
It might be,
They banned
however...
them on Consulate as well.
Yeah, it might be. And that Ying ban coming out again, especially on attack. I'm really confused by that, saying that Ying is really strong, especially on those like heavy pushes that NMSU has been doing. I feel like Ying would have worked really well with their type of playstyle.
I would agree with that as well. They tend to use a lot of time pushes. Just the Ying on top of that early aggression that we've seen come out, and Lion is not banned again as well. Just like imagine just Lion's Roar coming out, Ying Candela's getting thrown in, and Gogebic call happening, and just the push. Oh, please no.
The raw potential that's available with that just really seems underutilized, I'd say.
Absolutely. See,
Echo going out, a good ban there. However, banning him on defense first, questionable decision. Echo's
they even ran the Echo on the last map.
Absolutely, and like his plant denial is just unparalleled on defense. You really can't get any better than instantly stopping them from defusing.
Absolutely, and on a map like Coastline, that plant denial is very useful. When there's a lot of sites where it's generally very dangerous for a defender to push himself out that far to stop a plant.
Right, that balcony on Hookah is pretty much a death pit for anyone that goes to defuse. Same thing can be said for if you have to go into Blue Bar to try to defuse, assuming that they pick that site.
Fear Up will opt for an Ashe away from the Thatcher into the Zofia picks that we saw on Consulate, going for the full shift W. Tags, of course, on the Maverick. It's quite possible that we just see once again a more early almost rush from an NMSU on this map, possibly even an opening of the front door rush up White Stairs. We saw this work very well utilized by NJIT in the ASU match on, I believe it was last Friday. We'll see maybe if they took some notes and they'll utilize that for themselves. That it worked very, very well at catching the defenders off guard.
And with the team comp they're running, they really are running kind of a breach and clear style comp. They've got the Ashe, the Maverick, and the Thermite for opening up the walls. They've got the Capitao there for the supportive kind of fragger role. And I don't believe they have any 3 armors at all. It's just all 3 speeds and 2 speeds.
I will point out that... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying they're really not going to want to slow down this round, it seems.
Absolutely. This castle barricade on the VIP hallway is going to make this White Stairs rush so much stronger. At least as of right now, it looks like that might be what NMSU intends to do.
And being able to shut off any sort of rotation from your team to get back to site is one of those kind of castle things that you really need to communicate with your team about what your plan is.
It's why some people don't think Castle is as good as he actually is. And
BLT picking up 1 already does seem to know that there is someone playing up on that staircase. Scott's going to be picking off 1, downing them, but doesn't take him out. Does manage to pick it up at the last second there.
Very narrowly missing his second kill as well. BLT took a lot of damage. Why is that Claymore there? I guess. So see the defenders try to hold this off. They just see the attack is coming. Pushing up the White Stairs. We'll see a couple missed shots from tags, but there it goes. Jedi off the board. Not expecting the Maverick to be there as he pushes up the blue stairs. 2 members left standing for the defenders as 4 members. Four very damaged members of NMSU, but 4 very alive members of NMSU will try to push onto the site and use their 2-to-1 advantage.
Overall, that mirror positioning is very dangerous and getting shot because of it. Really nothing to do in that flashbang scenario. Legion picking up 1.
And pushed out. Old Grey Hunter now has having to fight against 3 members. This will come out. He'll find 1 frag. The diffuser down in the middle of the site, but BLT will be able to run out the round for his team, securing that final frag. Now, I'm not saying I'm psychic, but I kind of predicted this.
With the way that the castle was set up there, and also the way that team pushed, it really was their best bet, and they really capitalized on that.
It works very well. Like the strategy is something at least that I've seen get utilized more in the last few weeks, or at least like the last season. It's very different, and teams usually just don't know how to fight against that. And obviously, as we just saw, as we saw in the ASU and GIT game, defenders they just aren't sure what to do.
Right. They don't really. It seems like they don't have any real strat set up, and that might be just because they didn't pick this map. This
That's
was
possible.
NMSU's map. However, it still seems rather disconcerting, I'd say, that
I would agree.
they don't really have the setups.
They might have expected a bank pick, because that was the other map that was not banned for this match. So that is entirely possible to be what the problem is. I really wish that we saw Havana for NMSU trying to use that vault in from White Hallway drop.
Yeah, that courtyard vault into the site is such a powerful play because
not only is it very fun to watch, but it suits the way NMSU likes to play so much.
Especially just being able to explode the wall and then jump over a gap, essentially combat dive into the site and just start spraying people down.
Going for the dodge roll.
It really just fits the kind of playstyle, just like you said.
Are we just gonna rush in from White Stairs again? Because right now, Fearip's going for it up onto the White Stairs. Putting a camera though, he's fighting. Like, he's fighting. He's getting quite a bit. Buck is already in upstairs. He's completely running over the ground that GCC's given them.
Looks like no defenders at all on the other side of the map. Fearup does manage to spot one. Not gonna be able to take him out. Jedi picking up one for himself. It will be up to Scots to hold down the rest of that luggage hallway.
I do want to say that although it didn't quite work out, in MSU, Ash breached the doorway of Aquarium inside as the sledge opened up the doorway on the outside. Like that teamwork was amazing.
However, the teamwork not really getting them the spot they
wanted. They will just get out-fragged here. It's Million Miles looks for the frag onto the final member of NMSU. Hanging out in this bedroom, ooh, narrowly missing his shots. Tag will find one. Now in a 1v2 scenario against Jedi on the smoke. And the Ella on side. I can't quite read that man's name.
And one tag from that smoke.
Hello, Ditchdom. How are you?
One tag from that smoke will actually put him into a down, which will end the round for them. So he does have to be very careful not to get hit by any of those toxic babes. However, Ditchdoms does still have 2 Grismont mines, or Grismont, I believe is the correct pronunciation, to throw and try to catch that buck off.
Are you saying that all I need to do is tag him?
They do have to tag tags to tag up the round, yes.
Well, hopefully one of them can manage that. As he has plenty of time though. Like he can use this as however he wants. Trying to recover the diffuser, of course, will be his first step, and it is undefended. He will find that, of course, with the castle barricade on the VIP doorway again. I'm honestly not quite sure why GCC likes that castle barricade so much.
I feel like it's more of just almost like a false sense of security. Just
Maybe. Providing
them nothing that, oh, we're probably safe. They can't get through here. But they brought Ash every round, so then again.
Drone will spot out Jedi. I'm actually pretty sure that it survived as well. Of course, his teammates will be able to use it and give him some information. He'll look. I guess he was looking for a goo mine. Probably makes sense. I'm into it. But deletion got picked off so early on. I'm pretty sure that the only one that was in the area got picked up by by the Ash Breach, but the smoke grenade will remove the buck.
It was as we foretold.
As we foretold.
That smoke grenade just lethal already to someone at full health.
For this game, Ronnie.
Yeah, for sure. But that smoke grenade was just really unfortunate. At the health they were at, there wasn't much to
Well played by Jedi going for the smoke instead of trying to peek that himself. Very much the correct play in that situation.
Not making the common smoke mistake of just saving your babes for the last few seconds of the round. Being willing to use them, especially when you know it can pick you up some damage like that, is definitely worthwhile.
It is worth saying that this is an exact rehappening of the first map. where NMSU got an early lead. They won the first round, and then GCC took the second. We'll now see if GCC can change history, or if they will repeat it.
And that is what we're here to see. Whether or not they can pull themselves up by their bootstraps and really just turn this around in their favor.
Put on their try-hard socks.
They have to put on the big boy pants, the try-hard socks. They have to pull up their bootstraps. They're going for it.
They're going for it. I like the Frostpoint, trying to counter the more aggressive playstyle from NMSU that we've been talking about. Trying to catch members off guard. We'll already see one get put down in VIP hallway towards Hookah Lounge. I'm interested to see where else she opts to leave those. I believe that's Scotty.
I believe so.
I'm sorry, Scott's. I was close enough.
Those frost traps can be pretty effective if placed in less expected spots. Like, generally putting them under windows is the more preferred style, but being able to put them off in a corner somewhere where an attacker might go to drone can actually be just as effective.
That just makes a person ask, why is this there?
Absolutely. The infamous question in Siege.
Yes. So I have to perpetuate the meme. You know it.
It wouldn't be a proper cast without it.
See, like, it's for posterity now. We'll see. The Ash already get picked off. There goes BLT getting eaten by the Jedi. The Force will be with him this day. See, I had to bring back that reference as well. You know, we've been sleeping on it.
It's only fair that each of us gets one shot at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucky going to be going for the double fuse on the window. GCC somehow not picking him off there. That would have been extremely loud.
No deployables for you in that room. Not allowed.
No, and even if they had a Jaeger, those ADSs would have all been burned at this point. The vault!
Exactly. Why is that there?
Exactly like I said, the off-meta frost trap just getting the pick.
Brilliantly executed. Scots will find a down, but Pirip is coming to revive his teammate. I don't see any members for GCC moving to help out here. Oh man, I really wish there was a frost mount under that window.
This could be
that would have been the greatest thing. Ooh, nice frag for Million Mouths. There goes the double kill.
The psychic calls just coming like butter today. Just flowing. All of the predicted calls.
Lucky good luck. Ooh, we'll find the frag. Kept the vigil a little bit off guard and early missing his shots. Last man downstairs will be tagged, trying to use this vertical pressure, making the defenders have to move around.
Did spot out the Legion for just a second there. That Valcam does spot out Lucky. He is.
Fuse does have one more charge, but I don't really see any places that he could really utilize this, at least not safely.
Not without putting himself in quite a large amount of danger.
Let me just put it on this half-open door.
In the end, we might see something like that. I feel like if he does get desperate enough to use it, that would be the choice. Old Grey Hunter going to be trying to sneak up behind Lucky. Lucky does seem to hear him.
Yeah, he got spotted up by a drone or something. He will find the frag. Well played by Lucky, utilizing his team's communication and just, well, his ears in general, being able to stop that in its tracks. The lead that GCC has is closing. There's another frag for him!
Lucky!
There goes Jedi!
What an insane pick. What a good angle. Being able to counter that pixel peek is something that a lot of players have trouble with, just being able to take that out. However,
they just don't have time, and Scots will find the frag through the smoke. GCC will, at least for now, be able to get a lead for themselves for the first time in the series.
And that lead might just give them the momentum they need to catapult themselves up this round and possibly even take this map.
Moving forward, what GCC ends up, they'll stick to the frost. I'm into that. It worked very well in the previous round.
Yeah, it definitely did. Ooh, that's a big no-no there from Fetchko. That'll be interesting to see if they 6-pick off of that or not.
Oh no. Yeah, hopefully they
realize that. Otherwise,
let's go ahead and let them know. They're not allowed to do that. I see the Twitch Elite skin is banned in any USL matches. We'll go ahead and rehost now.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
We'll
the
have
bomb if they
that
can.
rehost set up very shortly for you here. We hope that you'll stick around until that's ready to go. Hopefully get this match back on the road.
Yeah, while we do this rehost, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. I need to speak with the admin for a moment. And we're back. Hello, everyone. For that short rehost, we now should be ready to get back into some Siege. As you all, well, as all participants should be aware, Twitch Elite Skin is banned in any USL matches, as it is a unfair advantage. The camouflage, specifically on the drone, it's a little much. But now it should be taken care of. Faco has opted away from that. Will now play non-elite Twitch, or now, in this case, Sidewinder Ash. But that's okay. Sidewinder's fine. Let's see what GCS has planned now. As we do see Scots bring out the Frost again. I'm a fan. I'm into it.
It was so potent in those in that past round that it just might be worth bringing again. Even if they expected, if he can rotate those frost traps to a different position, we might see a play even spicier than the one he was able to bring us last time.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
See now, GC go to Blue Bar
Bomb located by attackers.
on their third site so far in the rotation. After this round, they will be able to go back to the first round that they won, which was, I believe that was Hookah, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Attackers have
Moving
located
forward,
a bomb.
we'll see whether or not NMSU can make some adjustments here and get some attacks going off. We'll see BLT bring the Blitz, which is something we've not seen so far from NMSU, at least from what I recall. That could be quite strong. I'm interested to see where they end up pushing from. A Blitz might suggest... I actually don't know what that room is called. The southwest room.
Attackers recovered
With the
bomb
red
diffuser.
carpet.
Attackers'
Anyway.
objective is to defuse the bomb.
See, no, BLT will spawn at the front door. When I'm guessing to maybe go in through the front door. And honestly, like, you need to do something. You need to like do something else. This is the fourth round in a row that they've done the exact same thing.
Then again, they've kind of been trading the rounds. It's an interesting dynamic that they've got going.
Like, I'm not saying that it hasn't worked. Like, what I mean to say is that if you keep doing the same thing, you will
They'll
get
catch
countered.
on eventually.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're able to find one frag, there goes the Vigil off the board, and a lot of that roam strategy. The Finka will get tagged with a Frost trap. Okay, so I actually think that they brought the Finka to counter the Frost, so they can just instantly get people up. But the Finka's the one that gets hit with the down.
The Finka
He'll
also
still
can't
be
revive
down.
out of frost traps,
CLT
which
will
is
get fragged as
unfortunate.
well. Oh, really? I thought they could. I didn't know that. Makes sense. Tags will get the frag onto Scots, denying that in the end, but the Finka is now up and very much alive. Open has punched against 4 members right now of NMSU. He'll find 2 frags! There goes the double headshot onto both the Finka and the Ash. 2 versus 1. They're still in favor of NMSU, but the gap is closing. See Tagwell puts the pressure now onto the Valkyrie. Moving back to defend from the back of the bomb site. Plant will go down inside Blue Bar. Tags hanging out in a very unorthodox position. I'm not quite sure if we'll be able to spot this out or not. Possible wall bang will try to connect. But Grey Hunter has moved away from that position. Possible drone spotting here as he's kind of just freaking out now, and Tags will find him finally in the end, securing the round for his team. A valiant effort. It just did not quite work out. But now, GCC can now move back to their, at least what we can see is their preferred site, which is Hookah.
GCC really just kind of lost any momentum they had at the start there as soon as both of their roamers got taken out.
Unfortunately, just ended up losing gunfights, getting a little bit too caught out there.
Yep, the Vigil just trying to slow peek the Hibana really didn't work out for him, especially slow peeking crouched. It made that peek just so slow that he had no time to react. Legion had a bit of a better chance, but Fear Up's gunplay was just that little bit higher that he got the headshot right away.
Absolutely. Let's see moving forward if they end up committing to this. Committing to this more aggressive play style. Because at least for GCC, as they have tried to, at least compared to Consulate, they've been rolling a lot more,
Attackers need to locate and defuse
which is
as many
good.
bombs as they can.
But it just does not seem to work. As NMSU, more often than not, will just pick out the roamers. Obviously, we saw the Vigil work quite well in round 3 in securing that flank kill onto the revived Thatcher, and I believe that was Fear Up on the Zofia.
Attackers have
But
located a bomb.
this time, not quite. Ooh, they have Hibana. And we're,
They also chose
We're
to
smart.
bring a lion, which was a pretty
Lion's pretty nutty.
strong pick, in my opinion. They're not really going for the heaviest roam comp, but it's still good to just hold those people
10
in
seconds to insertion.
uncomfortable positions and make them kind of
Lion's
get
never
thrown on
bad.
their toes.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
He's actually never bad.
Lion is kind of similar to Dokkaebi. They both have kits that are really never going to go unused,
Defuse a bomb.
But Lion's gun is fun to use.
and has arguably better stats. But yes, it's one of those things where they're really just never in a bad
Drop the
spot,
diffuser.
and certain team comps really only just make them better. Tag's choosing to hold a far angle on Maverick, a bit of an interesting choice there, using his limited mobility there. He doesn't really have a lot of wiggle room to move back and forth on that tiny little ledge. Fear getting a nice long angle into hookah though.
I really like trying to use this position though. It's very interesting.
It's creative, if nothing
It is.
else.
It is. Pretty creative. We'll see one frag already come out from the Lion finding. I believe that was. I didn't quite see who that was because the name was too small. Jedi will also get very lit for his time as well, trying to hang out in this corner, not wanting to get picked off too quickly. This just getting completely shut down in your rotations. Fearless will find yet another kill for himself. Lions will come out. He'll get spotted out with. Why are you moving more? It's still taking down. This time we'll get fragged in the end. What is happening right now?
That was
GCC
a
just
little
completely collapsed all over.
bit unseen play there. The Finka did actually get the boost perfectly timed to bring Hibana back up. Not that it really helped with the gunfight, but just an appreciated little, behind the scenes.
A good use of the gadget, trying to keep your momentum going.
Absolutely. Looks like they'll be moving on to opposite sides now.
Mhm.
Going to be seeing what NMSU has to bring to the table. They don't have nearly as large of a lead as they did last time, being only up 1 round.
We'll see if GCC can attack a little bit better than they did on the previous map. As we saw on Consulate, they seemed a little lost, quite frankly.
Yeah, they didn't really have the team play and the predefined strats to move into it. So it seemed like they were just trying to kind of build up their confidence as they went. And NMSU definitely did not make that easy for them.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
No.
by attackers.
I would say that overall Coastline is a lot more even than Consulate is. So overall Consulate, at least in my experience, is somewhat attacker favored, whereas Coastline there's a bit more breathing room on both sides if defended well.
Located by attackers.
We'll see how well NMSU is able to work with this. As we've seen them in the past get very aggressive. I expect to see more of that so far.
Seems like the Mira will be going for more of a double window strat, looking onto Penthouse, one of the more common Mira strats. Although definitely as
5 seconds.
one of the more potent strats here as well.
Very strong.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers are moving to
Looks
defuse
like
the
a
bomb.
lot of drone work though from GCC, just trying to get that bit of extra intel that they really haven't had previously. Working out for them, getting that Twitch drone. Ooh, we'll be able to take out the first Mira window.
Yeah, there goes one. Yeah, that's BLT's Mira as well. Wait, did he just get both?
No, I believe the second shot missed, but it's still an unfortunate
Still
turn.
Very, very good pick this early on. Getting rid of it's just one of those Mira windows. Is going to help your team out significantly as it just gives the defenders less options, unable to play exactly where they want to, and this of course can be capitalized on by the attackers. However, the line is already off the board. There goes that incredibly powerful gadget. Vigil will get refragged, however, for his time. I would consider that, for me at least, to be absolutely a defender win.
Oh, definitely. There's very little room for debate when it comes to being spotted by Lion versus not being spotted by Lion. Like, sure, you lose a roamer, but you still have 2 more. There's not too much you can really lose off of that trade compared to them losing their main form of intel gathering. That second Twitch drone off the board will be good news for that Mira as well.
Fear at least appears to want to try to get a run out here, quite possibly use the destructibility of the floor to his own advantage. See how well that part of the board.
bomb diffuser.
Seems that Lucky Good will be trying to hold down some angles up onto the roof. Not a very advisable position, however. BLT going to be playing out in the hallway as Mira as well, trying to just hold down whatever possible. Scott's getting a nice down onto the pulse there. That'll be a lot of intel gathering off the board, assuming he can secure that kill. However, he does have to worry about any other defenders coming. Scott's, however, not letting that stop him. Going to be taking out the Mira of BLT, and soon to pick up that pulse. That will be off the board. Doc of Fashko taking out 1 million mouths, going down to the headshot. Does see the thermite repelled on the window, get some shots off, some nice damage. Not going to be enough to deter him from coming back from a different way. Scots and Old Grey Hunter versus Fashko. That will be a tough matchup to play.
There we go. My internet appeared to have died just a little bit, but now we're back. Should be okay now. 2-2, but time's running out for the attackers. They have to get so much ground so quickly. See one frag come out for Lucky Good. Scots will fall. I spent his ult 300, but he does not have the diffuser or enough time to get onto the site, and he will unfortunately lose the round as well. Quite frankly, very much a repeat from map 1.
Very, very similar turn of events, I would say. That the map change helped them a little bit. They showed that they were a bit more comfortable, I would say, but not.
They do
to
seem
the
quite
point
prepared on consulate compared. I'm sorry, on coastline compared to consulate.
It's just not quite the level of preparedness that they would need to fight
Absolutely.
NMSU.
Hunter will opt for the lion this time, wanting to. I mean, like the lion, if it can stay alive, is very good, but it's a matter of keeping it alive.
And that's something that they haven't really succeeded in doing. Last round, he was the first one to fall off the board, not even being able to use, I believe, any of his charges. That EE1D drone is crucial to keep alive and active during the round, and losing that so early really just didn't put them in a good spot, losing quite a bit of health to roamers. Seems that Fear Up and Tags will be working together to try to reinforce as much of Billiards as possible. They'll be trying to shut down any sort of lines of sight that they can make. The attackers only having Maverick as their hot breacher will limit them very much into what they can actually open up. Fear Up going to be roaming downstairs inside of Sunrise, a pretty common spot for Pulse, being able to get those nitros through the floor. So a very nice Pulse play from ASU during the Summer League as well, in a very similar spot.
Alex he pretty sure he got that triple nitro self kill, very strong indeed. Look at him run out now.
An aggressive
We'll find
spawn
one, the lion, the one that gets peeked off as well again. That is unfortunate.
That shiny yellow backpack just not working out for him at all. The unfortunate side effect of taking a biohazard suit into a combat zone.
I mean, you know, like what if somebody smells? You know, you gotta have the biohazard suit on.
Yeah, keeping an eye out for Smoke's little pranks is one thing that the people have to do. However, Smoke is going to be doing a good job of holding that hookah window, having that tiny little pixel peek.
NMSU getting very aggressive here, utilizing these angles, trying to pick off more attackers from the outside of the building. But Fear Up will get just sieged out here, getting hit by, I believe that was 3. Yeah, that was 3 charges from Zophia's gadget. But now, see Doc come to back her up, and actually come out, and that will get a down off, but will not be able to find any kills just yet.
Looks like he did spot that down just briefly. Does manage to pick it up there for a second. Both Ditch Dom and Jedi will be very, very low. Won't be able to take many shots if they try to engage in a firefight now.
Oh man, that long angle is nuts. That that's Paco is playing from all the way at the back of Sunrise onto the doorway. We'll see Fear Up go for a peek. Probably that was the blue bar wall, trying to catch somebody off guard. Tags will find a kill for himself, but he'll get immediately refragged by the Maverick. 2 members, I'm sorry, now 1 member left standing for GCC, both very, very low. We'll see Jedi will find one kill on Lucky Good, getting a little bit too aggressive, a little bit down, but he can withstand the run out. Will be able to secure that kill, and Fearup will find him in the end. NMSU will now go to match point.
MSU just bringing it back once again. They were even for a second there, but as soon as they got onto that defense side, they just took off again. Really, just nothing holding them back from just rocketing upwards. Gonna be interesting to see what they bring trying to secure this last time. It seems like I'm excited to see a very different, I guess is the best way to describe it, attacking strat, bringing overall just really less aggressive and really slower playing characters, with the exception of Zofia to a certain extent. Like Glaz and Dokkaebi, two kind of Glaz being, depending on how you play him, can be either an entry fragger or a support operator. So I'm curious to see what use they put him to on Coastline, because Glaz is one of those operators that you can send in or you can keep him outside.
I mean,
So
obviously the sniper should be the best entry fragger in the game.
Absolutely, it just makes
sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Works quite well. And NMSU is of course on match point, like we just talked about. They have the ball in their own court. So now go to Kitchen. I don't think we've seen Kitchen so far in the series. It's the first time.
Kitchen's a very interesting site to defend as well. It's holding down delivery or service isn't really a spot that's really easy to hold, because the attackers can break through from bathroom, they can go in from outside, they can hold angles from above. There's really not a lot of opportunities to play on that site if you lose any sort of foothold.
Tigers look for the peek out here towards the pool. Ooh, and they're only getting missed. We see the bullet whiz past the Vigil's mask, but he'll be able to move away from that. We'll trade some damage with the Buck. Or nothing too out of the ordinary coming out from the defenders or the attackers. We'll see Tag now move back. Want to hold it from monitors, trying to get a flank onto any sort of main door push. This, I like that NMSU is trying to play more off of the site and use a more of a defense in depth style. But it can very much get punished if GCC is able to recognize this and just push onto the site and just like make this more wide defense. Not be able to do what they want it to do. We'll see if we find one frag. We'll take a lot of damage for his time. There goes both the Glaz and the Zofia off the board.
Overall, it just seems like GCC just really needs to regroup and start utilizing what time they have left on the clock more effectively. They were only a minute into this round, and they really need to just take a second and try to reevaluate. It seems like they're grouping up here, which is good, trying to form a bit more of a team push, but they do have 5 enemies to take out against them.
I will say that, at least overall, the defenders have very much... Sorry, GCC has very much gotten better at working together as the rounds have progressed.
Definitely.
They've also, of course, gotten used to the way that NMSU is playing. This obviously might be a contributing factor to that. But barely missing his shot. We'll look for the frag on the BLT, try to use that pixel angle next to the reinforced wall. He will take some hits, but will not get fragged out just yet. Possible run out coming out onto the front door. Just the Jaeger get very thirsty for it. He wants those kills. He needs them. He needs them in range. He has to get them.
He has to fuel them to get some materials. He needs to like gather them up and slowly build the BLT.
Gotta make the highlight reel.
That too.
Absolutely. Let's move.
It is.
Now
It is worth noting that 2 of the defenders for NMSU, both BLT and Fear Up, are very low health.
Frag coming out from the Jaeger, already just hanging out in that sunrise bar. Run out from the pulse. We'll get the frag. The Gogebic is just not ready for it.
I believe that was a 4K.
I believe so. At least a 3.
At least 3. What a good run out.
He wanted the ace so bad he shot the dead body.
Just wanted to make sure. Confirming that ace. Overall, well played.
by both of these teams. NMSU's aggression just a bit outmatched for
Worked very well.
GCC's a bit more relaxed, not unusable, but very slow playing playstyle.
Well, we'll be back in a few minutes with our second match of the night between UW-Madison and, hold on, I wrote it down. Hold on. Professional casting, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. And Iowa State University. Found it. Only took like 36. That's okay, though. Anyway, Enrage, do you have any closing statements?
Overall, just well played today. It was good matches to watch, and I think that both teams should go back and just analyze what they were doing, because there's definitely a lot that both of them can learn from both how each other played and also from looking back and seeing how each of them performed throughout the match. I feel like each of them could take something away on an improvement that they could make.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be back in about an hour, I want to say. No, about 40 minutes for our next match of the night. Everybody have a wonderful evening.